I love that we can be in different places and yet we're all here sharing this space together, whether you're on the live or whether you're watching the replay later. It's so cool how connected we all are and how we all contribute energy to this space. So I just want to say again, thank you for being here. I'm so glad you're here, and I am so glad to be here. Today, I'm going to be leading us in a 30-minute shift session, the art of play. So we're going to talk a little bit mindset, mindfulness, and also play some games. So I'm going to invite you to play these games at home. It's completely safe and judgment-free because we can't see you. So I'm going to invite you to play along. There will be some times where I may ask you to put some stuff in the chat. Stay engaged, play along. The number one thing for me is to have a safe, judgment-free environment. I'm going to do that for myself and encourage you to do that as well. That's the foundation of everything we do, is a safe, judgment-free environment. None of this is meant to replace any kind of medical advice. I'm just going to share some practices and some tools that I've learned to help me shift my state, how to stay in a more centered, powerful, and playful mindset. I like to say a playful mindset is a powerful mindset. This is your invitation to let go of anything that happened earlier today, let go of anything that's going to happen later today, and to be here for the shift session and play with me today. I'm going to take a moment to introduce myself. Hi, my name is Carmen Scott. I'm a multi-hyphenate artist and also a teacher and a coach. I have a various background. I've worked in sales. I have a yoga and meditation teaching certification. I have worked in hospitality, and all of these things have to do with human beings, right? And studying acting, writing. I'm an improviser. I fell in love with improv about 13 years ago at Second City in Chicago, and it has totally enhanced the quality of my life. I started teaching improv about 8 years ago, and it's one of the things that I love the most. I am originally from Texas, and now I live here in Los Angeles. The first thing that we are going to do is to take a moment to just get present. So I am going to invite you to go ahead and close your eyes and just notice your breath. So we're just noticing. We're not assisting, we're not resisting, we're just noticing our breath enter our body. Noticing our breath exit our body. And now we're going to shift into a 3-count inhale through our nose. 3, 2, 1. Hold it at the top. And then starting from an inch above your head, we're going to scan down our body as we very gently exhale out of our mouths for a count of 6. Relaxing your scalp, relaxing your forehead, relaxing your eyes, relaxing the muscles around your eyes, relaxing your cheeks, relaxing your jaw, relaxing your tongue, relaxing the tip of your nose, relaxing your lips. Inhale for a count of 3. Hold it at the top. And as you barely open your mouth and very gently exhale for a count of 6, feel your neck relax, your shoulders relax, your arms relax, your fingers relax, your heart relax, your chest relax, your rib cage relax, your stomach relax. Inhale for a count of 3. Hold it at the top. And as you very gently exhale out of your mouth, feel your stomach relax, your gut relax, your hips relax, your thighs relax, your knees relax, your calves relax, your heels relax, and all the tiny muscles and bones in your feet just relax. We're going to take one more inhale for a count of 3. Hold it at the top. And then as you very gently exhale for a count of 6, we're going to let any tension left in our body melt down into the floor. We're going to keep our eyes closed and we are going to activate our senses now, starting with our sense of hearing. So keeping your eyes closed, activating your sense of hearing. The loudest thing you can probably hear is the sound of my voice. So just noticing the sound of my voice. And then we're going to gently shift our focus to any subtle sounds we can hear in the background. Cars driving by, an airplane, maybe your air conditioner. Just notice any subtle sounds in the background. And now we're going to gently shift our focus to the silence in between the sounds. We're going to keep our eyes closed and gently shift our focus to our sense of sight. So even though your eyes are closed, you can still see something. What are you seeing? To me, it looks like I'm staring out into the cosmos, or almost like I can see the cells on the back of my eyelids. And then close your inner eyes and feel yourself just go a little bit deeper. It gets a little bit darker. And then gently shift your focus to your sense of smell. What are you smelling? Gently shift your focus to your sense of taste. What are you tasting? And then gently shift your focus to your sense of touch, noticing your clothes against your skin, if you're sitting down, your back against your chair, your feet against the floor. Just notice your sense of touch. And now all at the same time, we're going to activate all of our senses, our sense of hearing, sense of sight, sense of smell, sense of taste, and sense of touch. Take one more big deep breath in through your nose. Open up your eyes, let it out with an audible sigh. Ha! Make some noise. Ha 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 ha. La 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 la. Shake out your arms, shake out your body, shake out your head. And we're ready to play. So there's this sense of lack of tension, but you're not like falling asleep. You're awake, you're alert, you're activated, ready for anything. One of the best ways to set ourselves up for success, whether we're playing or whatever we are doing. So I use the word play a lot instead of improv because a lot of people, when they hear the word improv, they shut down. They're like, I don't do that. I was teaching a workshop. In the middle of teaching a workshop, I used the word improv. This woman said, I don't do that. I'm like, well, you are right now. So I'd use the word play because then we don't have these an emotional response to that. So a lot of these principles and the art of play did evolve from my improv experience. And I found that applying the rules of the principles of improv to my life really enhanced the quality of my life. One of those things is there are no mistakes, only opportunities. There are no mistakes, only opportunities. That and the idea of yes and. Saying yes and accepting what is, and then adding to that. There is also, I want to just mention that improv really isn't about saying something witty or clever or even being funny. So if we could let go of our idea that we have to be funny or say something witty and clever, the best improv really comes from actively listening and sharing what comes to you and through you. So it's really about supporting your scene partner, supporting and being part of the game. And trust is a big part of this. And one of the best ways to be trustworthy, one of the best ways to build trust is to be trustworthy. No mistakes, only opportunities. So all of that, we will come back and we'll reframe and add to that. Iron Man CT, thank you so much. Okay, my first and favorite warm-up game I call sound and motion. So this is a great way if you find yourself feeling funky or just stuck, or feeling like you're taking yourself really seriously. This is a great way to break that pattern, create a new neural pathway because it's something completely different. So sound and motion, and I'm going to invite you to play along with me. I'm just going to make an original sound with my mouth and do something with my body. Sound and motion. So I'm going to do an original sound with my mouth and do something with my body, and then I'm going to pause and let you repeat it. I'm not thinking about what to do. I'm just going to do something. Okay? Starting now. Hoo-wah. And that's when you go hoo-wah at home. I'll do another one. Wah, wah, wah. Yeah. Okay, give yourself a hand if you tried that at home. All of those were just original sound and motions that I made up in the moment. You don't think about what you're going to do. You just allow something to come to you and through you. I know you're doing that at home, so I'm going to give you a gold star and bonus points. This is a great game to play with your friends, or you're in a group, you're working on a group project. Starting this way is a great way of lightening the mood. Have you ever been thinking about something, like trying to remember the name of a movie or an actor or a song, or just trying to think of something and it just isn't coming to you, and then you go on a walk or you take a shower and you're like, oh, that's it. Why is that? Accurate, because you're relaxed, right? So starting something from this place of play and relaxation could be a very powerful group exercise. So I'm going to invite you to take sound and motion along with you and maybe play with some friends at some point. This is something I do sometimes when I'm writing and I need to just have it shift into a more playful mindset, or shift out of a pattern. Again, the yes and comes into play, because yes, I'm accepting this is how I'm feeling, and I'm going to add to it, or I'm going to do something different. The last thing I will say about sound and motion is, okay, two more things. Sound and motion is my favorite, because all we're doing is making a choice when we do this, right? And this is really fun to play in a group with other people, and it makes me laugh. So there's no right choice, no wrong choice. There's an infinite amount of choices that we can make. All we did was make a choice, make a decision. Fantastic. The last thing I will say about this is one added layer, if you're playing with other people, is one person does a sound and motion, gibbity goo, and then the other person repeats it. They'll go gibbity goo, and then you do it together. So I'll go gibbity goo, someone will repeat it, and then we'll do it together. Gibbity goo. And you can start... I'm just going to amuse myself for 1 second. And you start to feel that group energy, which is also super, super fun. Okay, we are going to move on to our next game. And this game is called 2-Word Story. So I am going to invite you to put in the chat. Would somebody please give me a suggestion of a animal? Somebody give me a suggestion of an animal in the chat. Gibbity goo goo goo. This will be the story. This is where I'm going to ask you to participate with me. So 2-Word Story is a game that we play where we tell a story 2 words at a time. I got Gibbity Goo as the suggestion, so there's a creature now called the Gibbity Goo, and I love it. So I'm gonna start the story of the magical Gibbity Goo, and then I'm gonna ask you to put 2 words in the chat. You will give the next 2 words of the story. Are you ready? Okay. This is the story of the magical Gibbity Goo. One day, I'm going to use Iron Man. Howler Monkey. One day, Howler Monkey provided a... Somebody type 2 words. Provided a... What? Huh? Cold spoon to watch NFL football on a small blanket. Period. He ate Cold Stone sundaes every day because give me 2 more words. He was skinny from too much dancing, and he's hungry, period. This will be the last sentence. Suddenly, he... large head... Give me 2 more words. Felt sick. Period. The end. Yes. Oh my gosh, that was so funny and so fun. So 2-Word Story is another great game to play with your friends. I know they're just coming out, peeked out, jumped over, yelled, "Go Knowles," and jumped from the tee. I love this. I love all of these suggestions. 2-Word Story is so fun to play with other people. This is another very simple game and tool that you can take with you to shift your state, to become more playful, to lighten things up. Just telling a story in a group, 2 words at a time, or you can play with yourself by ad-libbing. That's also very fun. 2-Word Story is created 2 words at a time, and you can't pre-plan what you're going to say. So I couldn't go ahead and jump ahead to the ending because I didn't know what 2 words you were going to provide. And this is an improv moment for me of translating these games onto an IG Live. So thank you so much for your participation. How fun. How fun. 2-word story. You can also play this 1-word stories where you just tell a story 1 word at a time. And it really forces you to actively listen and collaborate, co-create with whoever you're playing with. Okay, purple sky. I love this. We are going to play a little round of Hey, what are you doing? And I'm going to invite you to play at home with me and also to put some suggestions in the chat. So when we are playing or doing improv, we'll often we are creating something from nothing, from air, and doing space work or creating the environment from nothing really is a practice in commitment and playing like a kid plays. Kids don't go, oh, I'm pretending to be a T-Rex. No, they're like, I'm T-Rex coming at ya. So it's a great way of really committing to creating something from nothing. So I'm going to invite you, first of all, to grab a glass of water with me. So if I'm going to grab a glass of water, I'm going to open up the cupboard. I'm going to grab this glass because it's my favorite. And then I'm going to close the cupboard. Now I'm holding like a pint glass because that's what I want to drink water out of. Then I'm going to turn on the faucet. This kind's the kind that you just touch. Filtered water, of course. I'm going to put the cup underneath, fill it with water. I'm going to touch it to turn the water off. And then I'm going to take a sip. Refreshing. And now I'm going to throw my glass on the ground because it doesn't exist. If I were to grab a coffee mug, I'd be holding something a little more like this. Or a teeny glass would look something like this. You can actually play at home with grabbing a real glass. How does that feel? Setting it down and then doing your air glass version. That's really fun. So we're creating something from nothing. Hey, what are you doing is this next game, and it requires doing a physical activity with an object. So if I'm here doing this, boom, it's pretty clear that I'm doing what? Oh, awesome. Nothing but net. So I'm playing a game of basketball, right? So I'm playing a game of basketball. I'm dribbling a basketball, and then someone will say, hey, Carmen, what are you doing? And then I am going to give them a physical activity to do that involves an object. So if someone says, hey, Carmen, what are you doing? I'm going to say, I'm painting a portrait. And then you're going to paint a portrait at home. So I'd love to see you paint the portrait. I'm going to do it with you. Okay? And then if someone says, I'm going to say, hey, Corey, what are you doing? And then Corey is going to name an activity that involves an object. Okay, Iron Man chimed in first, so Corey will be the next one. Petting a Great Dane. Oh, excellent. Oh, he's really tall and beautiful. Okay, you're going to win this year. The Big Dog Show. What's it called? Oh, I love the suggestion. Petting my Great Dane. And then I'm going to say, hey, Iron Man, what are you doing? I'm going to get another physical activity. Like, let's say, crocheting a scarf. And Corey said, I'm reading a book without any words. Oh, I can do that. So I'm going to put my scarf down. Abstract reading. It's all the rage. Who needs words? I have my imagination. Oh, and now we are going to pump iron, of course. So I'm going to grab my weights and just lift. 97. 98. And 99. Set those weights down. Now I'm going to paint this wall until somebody else gives me another physical activity to do. Yo, Liberty, welcome. Hey, Yo, Liberty, could you give me a physical activity? Okay, I'm done painting this wall because I've got to wash my ex-partner's car. Okay, I'm done washing my ex-partner's car. Now we're gonna do tequila shots. This is the only kind of tequila shot I do. The fake kind. Okay. Para alto, para bajo, para centro, para intro. Only for you, Grandma, because it's your birthday. Can I get another physical activity? For after I am done playing this harp. So beautiful. Okay, now that I'm done playing this harp, I'm gonna calm this screaming child down. Shh! Oh, God. When is your mom gonna be home? This babysitting thing really is naughty. Oh, why are you screaming? I have fed you. I have rocked you. Please go to sleep. I gotta set the screaming baby down. Dancing your heart out like you have zero cares in the world. I know y'all are all doing this at home with me, so... and scene. Oh my gosh. That was so funny and so fun. And I'm so grateful for your suggestions. That was awesome. So awesome. Man, I hope that you have been doing this with me because I'm thoroughly amused and enjoying myself. And something to take note of, to just remember, is there's not a ton of thinking. This is just such a great way of getting in our bodies, out of our heads and into our bodies. Oh, I love this. Riding a bike that doesn't have handlebars. These are such good suggestions. And the only thing we're using is ourselves. We don't need anything else outside of ourselves to play, which is such a powerful thing to remember. So again, these are things that we can do when we want to shift our state. And there is, when we notice ourselves having a state that we would like to shift out of, that's the first thing. That's the yes-ing. The yes of the yes and is acceptance. Accepting that this is how I'm feeling in this moment. There's no mistakes. There's no mistakes, only opportunities. So there's nothing wrong with feeling this feeling, accepting the feeling, and then shifting out of it. That is powerful. So when we shift into this playful attitude, playing the game of life, the art of play, it's an art. It's a practice, right? That's a very powerful place to be, is the playing a game. Where like, nothing can bother me. There's nothing wrong. I'm just playing a game. I'm making a choice. I'm committing to it from a state of lightness. Heavy. So we notice ourselves being heavy, then we can use these games to shift into a state of lightness, centered, pleasure, enjoying ourselves, play. All of this stuff is so good. And that creates space, right? Creates more space for creativity. Whatever we're working on becomes easier. Just so love these tools and practices. Okay, I'm gonna need some suggestions for this last game. Yes, so we'll play one more short little game, and then I will answer your questions. And I'll give you my info if you want to reach out afterwards as well. So can somebody please give me a suggestion of a name, a profession, and an emotion? So you can just type different names, different professions, different emotions, just anything you can think of. Any kind of name, any profession, any emotion. I can just make one up, but it's really fun to get suggestions. Name, profession, emotion. Name, profession, emotion. I can also make these up. You can put some in little jars. Chris, we have the suggestion of Chris. So you can make little jars and put suggestions for yourself if you want to grab one. Oh, Chris is an elephant keeper, and we got a mortician. I'm going to use that next. And can I get a strong emotion? Oh, how about silly? So Chris, the silly elephant keeper. And I'm going to be Chris, the silly elephant keeper. Oh, come back here, Jumbo. I got your peanut. I got your peanut right here. First I'm gonna juggle it, then I'm gonna... Ooh, who's the good elephant? Goo, 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 goo. Gibbity. Who's my favorite elephant? And that's Chris, the silly elephant keeper. If you're playing this game in a group, you can give each other suggestions, or again, you can write them and put them in a jar, and then you just pick them out so you don't know what you're gonna get. Okay, let's get one more. Billy, I love this. Billy, the exuberant firefighter. Yes, y'all! We're gonna put out this fire! All my fans on IG, I'm living this. Take that! Who's hot now? Yes! Okay, and that was Billy the exuberant firefighter. Okay, I think we are about at time. If you have any questions, please pop them in the chat. Maggie, the depressed bookkeeper. Okay, maybe one more, and then Corey, I love these suggestions. Oh, my name tag, Maggie. Numbers, just all the numbers, just mean something, but nothing at the same time. Just gonna keep these books. Okay, that was Maggie, the Depressed Bookkeeper. Okay, thank you so much for coming. If you want to know more about these shift sessions, you can DM theshift.com.official. Please come to the next shift sessions. We would love to know. I would love to know what's your biggest takeaway or an aha or something that you learned from this experience. We'd love for you to put that in the chat. If anything shifted for you today, laughter is medicine. There's a whole science behind it. I could talk for a long time, so I'm going to just try to keep it short. Do I offer any in-person classes? I will be offering a Zoom class starting the first Tuesday in October. So you can message me at Carmen Scott Show on Instagram if you have any questions about that. They dropped it in the chat here at Carmen Scott Show. Yay! Iron Man CT, thank you so much. Iron Man CT or Corey, anybody that's on here, we'd love to know if anything shifted for you today. Encourage you to keep on shifting. And you don't have to be in a bad place to shift either. We can always just shift upward and onward. Amazing. Thank you so much for being here. I'm going to hang on for a moment or two, see if there's any other questions. Thank you. Thank you so much for being here. And thank you for your energy and being a positive light. I feel playful and happy. Yay! We love that. We love that. Samesies. I'm still playing with myself. Alrighty. Thank you so much. Again, my name is Carmen. Thank you for letting me facilitate and host this shift session. Tiredness. This class shifted me from a place of tiredness and street to a place of laughter and joy. Laughter, love, and joy. Yes, more of this in the world. And stress. Oh, we love that. Thank you so much. Next time, have a sidekick. Next time, I'll invite you to join me live. Alrighty, guys. Have a great night. Keep it playful. The art of play and the shift. Keep shifting. Thank you so much.